I am always on the lookout for art styles that are going to bring you amazing results in your AI artwork. This week, I got some awesome ones, and make sure you stick to the end because the last one even surprised me. All right, let's get into it. All right, so this first one is cartographic flourishes. So what this refers to are the decorative elements that were put on maps. You know, these maps were really embellished and everything back in the day, and with beautiful artwork, beautiful illustration. So that's where I was going with this. And a really simple prompt. And this is a woman cartography illustration flourishes or illustrate. I'll write it down. All right, this is a woman. Beautiful. Look at the detail and intricacy of that. Here is our hamburger. Beautiful with the buildings behind it. Or cheeseburger, I should say. But I don't see any cheese. I don't see any burger. All right. Anyway, beautiful illustration there. Look at the octopus. I mean, that's a perfect thing for, you know, if you could imagine like old charts and maps of like days of Europeans launching out to find the new world. I could totally see this guy down in the side. A tree. Look at how beautiful that is. Just, you know, stunning. It's cool. And you could use Photoshop generative fill and push out the sides so these aren't cut off. But look at that. Beautiful. This is a forest. That's awesome. I mean, you could imagine that being down in a corner of a map or something, and you could use it, you know, flourish of your own. I mean, you could use it as flourish on your own artwork and art designs and illustration. A house. That's pretty cool. You know, it's got a little bit aspect of 3D elements, and I think it's because it has that real soft ambient occlusion in all the shadow areas. So it looks a little airbrushed, but I think the color palette and everything is beautiful. And, you know, that stylized kind of folklore storybook is what I'm looking for. It's got that storybook feel to it. All right. That is cartography flourish. All right. Our next art style is the Ashcan School. This came about in the early 20th century, specifically New York City. It was a movement that portrayed the gritty side of urban life. So it was kind of a gritty early 20th century look, but it came around, you know, New York City was, you know, the epicenter of this one. So this is a woman, and definitely see grit and grind. You know, you can imagine that's a pub, you know, in New York in the early 20th century, and she's feeling it. She's with it. A burger. All right. That yeah, gritty urban life, you know, doesn't have to be early 20th century. It's representing the art style. But you know, I see a fast food burger there, and you know, says a lot. An octopus. Look at that. I mean, that thing looks gritty and just not happy, but also very intricate. I imagine almost like a door knocker with that thing. But very cool. Is it brass? Might be like a brass feel to it. Okay. So as I say, the Ashcan School was an urban movement. So throwing trees, and we'll have a forest here. You know, it's outside of its subject matter. So it's grabbing color palette and technique rather than, you know, the actual subject. So may not represent well, but that's why I try to have a vary of all these subjects in the prompt, so we can kind of see the effect of these different art styles on different subjects and how much the subject matter influences the output or the final output. Here's a forest. You know, I see the grittiness here, and it's beautiful. But again, it's a forest, and grittiness in a forest may seem more aesthetically pleasing than it does in an urban environment. That's just an observation I would make. But pretty cool. I mean, if you want to look like this is I like it. And then a house. I mean, that is definitely see the grittiness. You see the worn down. This would be a house. This isn't out in the country. This is urban sprawl. And imagine back in the early 20th century. This would have been closer to the epicenter of Manhattan than it is today in the outer boroughs. But you could imagine this. It's I think that's a fantastic piece of artwork. I like that. I like that a lot. All right. So that is the Ashcan School. All right. The next art style is woodblock printing. This originated in ancient China. And I think that's why some of the subject matter here tends to be of Asian Chinese, so I don't want to say Chinese, of Asian descent. It's absolutely stunning. It's transferring ink from basically a carved out wood block onto a piece of paper or media. And here is a woman in the style of woodblock printing, a cheeseburger. That looks cool. I mean, this also has a feeling of the pop art movement, which also replicated, definitely has a lot of similarities. Even though it wasn't woodblock printing, it was screen printing in the pop art movement. You can, when it comes to AI, you can see the similarities. And, if you're trying to create a prompt for that pop art look, adding woodblock printing may help you out there. This is awesome. I love this. I would turn this over to a client for, I deal with a lot of restaurants in graphic design, and I would totally use this. Probably will. All right. So the famous woodblock print of the wave coming over, you can see the influence on this octopus. Beautiful and so intricate. The small line work and cross hatching and everything. Beautiful stuff. And the eyes, they don't really fit, but they do fit. It's, fundamentally, I guess structurally, they aren't fitting in there, and not all the pieces are going together, but aesthetically it is. So it works as a piece, a treat. Look at how beautiful that is. Kidding me? That is stunning and so detailed, and you're not seeing any repetitive patterns in the noise, but it's still highly detailed. That's phenomenal. I love that. And of course, I bet throwing this into generative fill and expanding it a little bit, you could get some really cool, design work out of this. Although it's great the way it is. I'm just, it's funny because I'm always thinking of like, okay, where do I put my typography and stuff? But this is beautiful. Beautiful. Forest. Look at that. This almost has a comic book feel to it, but it's not quite comic book. So I think that's why it would really appeal to modern generation, modern aesthetics. I use that word again. I say aesthetics a lot, but this is beautiful. I love this. Love the reflections. It's a simple color palette. So and it's very complementary with the teals and the oranges, but it's a simple color palette. But it's still detailed, and it's got a just really nice feel to it. And a house. Has anyone seen The Evil Dead? Is that giving you Evil Dead vibes? Kind of giving me Evil Dead vibes. Maybe it's that deformed, what is that, a flying squirrel up in the sky there in front of the little generative fill to get rid of that. But really cool, awesome little design there. Simple palette, but still detailed and intricate, and I love it. It gives such a cool vibe, and Midjourney is just nailing it. It gets it. All right, that is woodblock printing. All right, this next one is the one that just blew my mind. I am so excited about this one because it kind of came out of nowhere, and I don't know, it just happened. It was one of those happy accidents. This style is calligraphy, and we know what calligraphy is. Calligraphy is, it's a type of writing style, very swirly, very ornate, very flourished. A lot of times you use it on wedding invitations and things. But I was like, I wonder what in the style of calligraphy would give me for images. And you can see this is a woman in the style of calligraphy. And you can see in her hair how swirly and intricate it is. And then these brush strokes going around her and where she's almost engulfed in this tornado of ink. I was just so blown. I'm so excited about this one. So this is a woman in the style of calligraphy. I didn't click in it. Okay. A cheeseburger in the style of calligraphy. Look at that. That is such a cool design. I mean, it is one of those things like, I didn't think it was going to come back with anything usable, because all I saw in my own head, and I've done calligraphy with the old ink pens. What I saw in my head was just writing. I didn't see it as the total aesthetic of the art form, or how that curves and swirls were built into the just foundation of calligraphy, and how that could transcend into actual literal pictures. So this is a cheeseburger in the style of calligraphy. And I was, look at that thing. Look at that thing. Look at the energy in it. And it's almost shadowed in the back with these swirls and paper and a tree. Come on. So that's the other thing is I believe this is also, there's a lot of art within Asian writing as an aesthetic. And I said aesthetic again. And so I think that's why the subject matter is leaning towards, you have this bonsai looking tree, but look at the swirls and the curves and how they work together, and, the intricacy of it. And I keep saying intricacy and aesthetic. But how cool is that? I mean, wouldn't that be an awesome, I know I'm thinking Karate Kid right now, but geez, if you were promoting a martial arts school or something, like, oh, that is so cool, because it's just edgy but it flows. It's got a flow to it. And that's what you're getting from calligraphy. The forest, all the vines and everything are twirled and intertwined the way you would write. And, especially it's all about how the characters also interact with each other when you see really good calligraphy artists. This is amazing. So the trees are interacting, but they're separated with the atmospheric perspective, that it gets lighter the further back into the picture it goes, but it's all twirling and has this same, visual language. I love this. Look at that. I mean, come on. I mean, I seem to be getting these storyboard type of architecture within, these flared out roof lines and flaring out walls. But, it's also combining with the aesthetic of the aesthetic again. It's the calligraphy intricacies and swirls and flourishes and embellishments. I am so excited about this one. I am going to use this so much. I mean, it has such a cool feel to me, and it really just gets me. Like, I love it. So use it. I want to see this everywhere. I want to see, guys, join the Discord server and put images up. I beg you, because I want to see this and how you guys are using it. But all right, that is calligraphy. Thank you so much for exploring these art styles with me. I think, you throw these into your prompts and you are going to get some magic. I'm blown away, especially that calligraphy. I can't get over it. But anyway, if you could do me a favor, if you found value in this video, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. That's really important to me right now. I know I shouldn't be wound up in that, but please subscribe to the channel and comment below. I love talking to you guys. If you want, also go over to the Discord and post some photos. I want to see what you guys are doing with this stuff. That would be awesome. All right, till next time.